I remember doing this funeral for a man who was in his late 20s, really respectable guy, very good business. And he gave me, the hug you get at the time of death. It's not like any other hug. They don't let you go.
Yeah.
They gel in you and they grab you and your ribs seem to fit into them. Like it's something that you can't explain. It's not like a hug of a mother or a wife or a child. It's a hug from the heart. And this man, after I buried his 3 kids and his wife, he hugged me at the cemetery right near the grave, the dirt. And he wouldn't let go. And a hug will last 3, 4, 5 seconds, but he wouldn't let go. And then you could feel, like you said, when Sakina's head just went down, I could feel his head just go down and his body just go loose. I finally got him loose. And, subhanAllah, he said to me, Ahmed, 24 hours ago, my house was a home. I would come from work and trip over toys and smell the cooking and kids crying and, 3 kids under the age of 5.
Wow. Oh, man.
He goes, and that morning I got up. I tripped over a few Legos, moved something out of the driveway and went to work and didn't see him because I didn't want to wake him up. As a father, sometimes I don't want to disturb anyone. Goes to work and gets a phone call early afternoon that his 3 kids and his wife has been killed in a tragic car accident. He said to me, it just hit me like a steam train. I didn't know what they were saying. Like, it didn't make sense. SubhanAllah, he said the first night he went home, that night, and the house was empty.
Oh, man.
He said, it's not a home anymore, it's a house. It was cold. There was no smell of any happiness, any family in there. And he says, now I put my kids into a grave and the mother of my kids, my wife, into a grave. And how do I expect Ahmed to walk from here and live? How do I walk? Where do I go? He said, all these people here aren't going to do anything for me. And he pointed, and there was a lot of people. And I could feel with him. And he's telling me this. I don't know him. But he knew he could fight because I see this every day. I said, Akhi, Allah gives and Allah takes. You have Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ever willing, ever living, ever everything. Do not despair. What words can you give a man who's broken down like this? And as he's talking to me, I'm looking at 3 mounds of dirt and the bigger mound being the mother. And I said, Ya Allah, don't ever test me with a test I can't handle. And to this day, I stay in contact with him. And you are never the same again, Sheikh. Now, this is an example of how quick your life can change. How quick a calamity comes to us in a day. Yet we live our lives thinking we're here forever. And I never forget his story, and I never forget him. And to this day, he spends every single day at the cemetery. He comes from work and sits at the cemetery. He's got a permanent residence. I've seen him even wash his car at the cemetery and clean his car sitting there. And he says to me, Ahmed, the best thing that happened to me is that I can now know what life is really about. He said, when I see a janazah come, I know the times now. He goes, I get up and help straight away. You're talking about a man who was in the corporate world, who wouldn't, if you said to him the cemetery, he'd say, what for? Who died? Now I call him min ahl al-qubur, from the people of the cemetery.
Yeah.
So sometimes we don't look at, what the blessing of something that is so sad. And death, unfortunately, Sheikh, as harsh, as hard as it seems, we have to accept it. And for a believer, it's a prize.